Uh, how have you found the work? Have you been enjoying seeing them coming out in a different form?
Oh yes, the artwork is fantastic, and I've worked very hard with them to get the characters as close as possible as the way I see them. As close as possible. It couldn't be absolutely the way I see them unless I could draw, which I cannot. And also Trollocs. For the first time, Trollocs are being drawn the way I envision Trollocs.
Well, that'll be helpful to all of the fans of the books, unless, of course, their own vision is one they prefer. You're in the middle of a new tour. We're about 1/3 of the way through your U.S. tour to promote Knife of Dreams. And last time we talked, we talked a little bit about the reaction of the fans that came to the readings and your moments. Anything different in the flavor and the texture of the appearances you've made so far this time out?
No, no difference. People are full of praise, sometimes to the extent that I wonder if it's somebody else they're talking about instead of me. And it's a lot of fun. One stopped right after my birthday. They sang happy birthday to me. They just, I'm not sure how they learned it was my birthday, but they did.
And last time we talked, we went into a little bit of a discussion about how you didn't have time to look at the internet. And that, so going back and forth on the fan sites wasn't something you did. But you have a blog.
Yes, I do.
You have a blog. Robert Jordan has a blog.
Yes, I do. And as a matter of fact, I posted 6 or 7 times in the 10 days prior to going on tour.
How's that experience been?
It's interesting. A lot of comments from the fans, and it all came about because I had time, having finished this book earlier than I normally do in the cycle. I had time to actually browse some of the sites, and I commented to Jason Denzel, who runs Dragon Mount, about something I had seen, and he said, "Would you like a blog?" And I said, "Well, sure." And people have rushed in to give comments, and I put up I make a post and go back the next day, and there are 40, 50, 60, 70 comments already up. And I don't know whether that's high for blogs or low or what, but it's astounding to me.
Yeah, what kind of, is it a dialogue? Are they observations?
It's a dialogue, really. It began, or was going to be, a very infrequent posting when I thought I had something to say to them. And right away, I had to quash a rumor that I had cancer. And
what?
Yes. Apparently there was this rumor that I had cancer, and sometimes it was in remission, and sometimes it wasn't, and that's why the books were taking so long. And come on, guys, it takes a long time to write a 700-page book.
There are 761 pages of text in here.
Yes. So I had to go back almost immediately and put up another post saying, no, I do not have cancer, and I never have had cancer. And there was a couple of questions had been posted at the same time, and so I answered those questions, and it began a sort of dialogue, which has ranged from philosophical questions about things in the books down to, do you wear boxers or briefs? I told the lady who asked that there was only one way for her to find out, and she would not like Harriet's reaction, and neither would I.
I'm certain that's true. Again, I want to go back to the length of time that this story has taken to tell and the sheer volume of the narrative. You've always said that you knew you had that first scene in your head when you started, you had that last scene in your head, and you've always built your books around a series of things that had to happen along the way.
Yes.
But now that we're getting very close to that final book in this story, I'd like to ask you, are there any surprises that came to you as you were writing about how you got from, say, point Z to point 006?
There were points where I suddenly realized that I did not have to do it the way I had thought I had to do it. I could achieve the same effect more economically. And that might be hard to believe, but I am always looking for economy of words to try to tell this story in as few words as possible.
And the other thing I wanted to ask is, you have a distinctive narrative style. You have a very personal style when it comes to exploring the characters. One of the luxuries you have in a story this long and a story this detailed is that you can spend some time with the individuals. Have you found economies to describe that, or is that something that you like to spend some time on so that we get to know them as the interiors of these people?
I like spending time inside people's heads. Yes.
And of course, as we know, as you're writing a character, that's your favorite character.
Mm-hmm.
But it's coming to an end. Are you going to miss this band of adventurers?
No, because as far as I'm concerned, they'll still be out there kicking around somewhere.
Good to hear. Good to hear. And I have to ask this question too. It won't be for the next few years, but eventually this series will come to an end. And although you've talked about possibilities, have you looked at doing anything else or exploring any other types of stories or storylines?
Well, inside the Wheel of Time, I've always said I would never write in this universe again unless I had a really terrific idea. I may have an idea that would support 2 or maybe 3 what I've taken to calling outrigger novels, not part of the main arc. Mm-hmm. I will have to poke at that idea for a year or 2 to see whether it's really strong enough to stand up to that, really strong enough to support those books. Aside from that, I've signed the contracts for a trilogy, fantasy, to be titled Infinity of Heaven, which will be a different world, different cultures, different customs, different rules.
Have you had time? Because I know how much time it takes for you to create these novels. Have you had time to do any preliminary research or sketching out some basic ideas?
These books have been kicking around in the back of my head for 10 to 12 years, because it was that long ago that I started thinking about what am I going to do when I finish The Wheel of Time. These ideas always kick around in my head for a long time before they come up as a story.
Well, then we weren't going to have to worry about losing Robert Jordan, author, just because this series is gone.
Oh, no. I intend to keep writing.
Good, because we are a selfish people and we like our occasional large chunk of fiction delivered to us so that we can devour it hungrily.
I doubt I will begin writing small or slim.
And we wouldn't want you to, because this is the Robert Jordan that we've enjoyed, and this is the Robert Jordan we look forward to.
Oh, thank you.
And we are out of time. And I want to thank you for coming by here. It's incredibly generous of you, considering this long traveling that you're doing to promote Knife of Dreams, #1 bestseller on the New York Times bestseller list. A wonderful accomplishment. Congratulations again.
Oh, thank you.
And thank you for coming.
It's been a pleasure.
Well, that's it for this edition of Fast Forward. We hope you found something of interest. We hope you'll come see us again. Until then, this is Tom Schaad saying, take care.